also got to know Andre the Giant at a pretty young age. I know for one of your birthday parties, I believe you turned 21 in Tampa, and he had a party for you. Talk about that.
It wasn't Tampa, it was in New York. I might have said Tampa before, but it was in New York. It was him and friend Frenchie. Seemed like it was Angelo Moscow went to, but he'd rented this bar, and Frenchie and I went to this bar. We all partied. We partied hard. I got smashed, and they said, okay, we're going to go somewhere else. So we had Peggy Lee Leather with us, Peggy Lee, and he took us to Studio 54. So we walked in Studio 54. They gave him the red carpet. As soon as he got there, everybody moved out of the way and let him right in the door. He just couldn't get in that place. I didn't know anything about it, but when I got inside, there was so many stars in there and folks from the soap operas. But anyway, we walked in, and we were arm to arm, and Peggy was holding his arm. Peggy was real close to Andre. And we walked up to one of these bleachers, and all of a sudden, we were just like starting to sit down. Andy Gibb run up there, and he like took Peggy and I and pushed us aside and ran up to Andre. So Andre stood up and he grabbed him by the shirt. He picked him up and said, "Boy, you don't never ever touch a woman I'm with. These are my women." And he just dropped him. So Andy Gibb started like getting a little teary-eyed because he really was into Andre, and he got on his hands and knees begging, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And Andre said, "Get away from me, get away from me." You know, and just he was drunk anyway, and so he continued drinking. And so Peggy and I went on the floor, just started dancing with everybody. Had a really good time. And after that, he took us to a belly dancing club, and to Mama Leone's restaurant, and he introduced us to some mobsters in there. I remember that. I don't remember their names, but I know they're mobsters, and they treated Andre real good. Andre took care of everything. Andre was a really good person. He had his little circle of friends, and if you weren't in that circle, stay away from him.
That's what a lot of people say.
Yes.
Did you see him a lot of times backstage playing chess and all?
Yes, cards. Right. Mainly cards. I was with him a lot. We went out to dinner one night, and we were talking about just different things about the business, and I told him, I said, you know, I think someday that Vince is going to take over maybe and, you know, spread out. I didn't say take over territories. I didn't think about that, but I said, I think it's going to spread out and just go everywhere. And he looked at me and said, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, oh, yes, I do. And we argued and argued and argued about that, but it eventually happened, but I didn't say, no, it was going to happen like that, but...
Right, this is, you're talking to like 84 when he took over other companies. Now, you mentioned Vern Gagne. Well, before I jump ahead to Vern, any other Andre stories? Did you feel bad for Andre? Because he couldn't go anywhere without the public asking him for pictures and autographs, and he was always, you know, being watched and looked at.
Andre was always in a lot of pain. He would tell me he's in a lot of pain. Super Survivor Series, he was in a lot of pain. I come there with him. I rode with him to Super Survivor Series 1. And he was in an awful lot of pain. He was sometimes teary-eyed and couldn't stand it. His pants were ripped up. I tried to fix his pants for him. Well, Velvet McIntyre did, but he just told me before he went out to the ring, and he said, I'm just so much pain. He was always talking about being in pain. And I guess I was just easy for him to talk to. He liked myself and Peggy. He didn't hang around too many of the girls. He had one girlfriend that'd come around sometimes.
Right.
Andre was special, but I just hated the pain he was in.
You mentioned Vern Gagne in Minnesota.